TV on. No, you see me on. Come on.
It's week 3 of the NFL, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Saints and the Packers, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Green Bay Packers. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here are the new-look Packers set to go to work. And at the helm here in 2023, a lot of eyes on this man in his 4th NFL season, Jordan Love.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game. And, gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for this squad.
You got to wonder, in this organization, are they just saying to themselves, well, hopefully we're just getting them out of the way early so we can make a late-season push and have everyone back? It certainly feels that way, the number of injuries they've had already.
A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down. Now Sterling Hoffrichter set to punt. Take it in at the 22. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center after 9 seasons as a Raider. Derek Carr is the guy.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss. Okay, and he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 12 carries, 59 yards. And this will wind up a Saints 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. Now they'll throw with Carr. A quick throw, but incomplete. You look at this Packers defense. Well, this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Well, meanwhile, the pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, their 1st drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession and try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Fight, 60.
On second down, Love once more. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
He finds Watson complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Love's throw brought in by Watson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Love. That's caught by the rookie, Jaden Reed. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle. From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. Again, it's Jones. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Love, they go play action now. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones. And the Saints are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Try to get that one to Chris Olave, but it's going to be 2nd down. You look at this Packers defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. You've got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
They'll try it now with Swift. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Oh, on the defensive side, that is so deflating.
Not only is it deflating, they've got to look in each other's eyes on that side of the ball and take each other's measure. You've got them backed up, perfect situation, and what they said to you on the other side is, we don't think you can stop us. Went ahead and got it in that position. That should never happen.
The Saints at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. To throw his Carr. Eluding the pressure right. There's Chris Olave. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
His college teammate Garrett Wilson of the Jets won the award, but Chris Olave was very much in contention for Rookie of the Year honors as well. The only other rookie over 1,000 yards last season, he really looked worthy.
That is caught. Traquan Smith. Touchdown Saints. A great play there. his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Lutt's good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutt's to kick it off. Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down. Here's Love. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers! Christian Watson, 55 yards. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Carlson's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Carr's throw caught by Olave. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. From the 46, here's second and a yard. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It's a 5-yard gain, but there'll still be a yard. 3rd down now looming. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd and 1, Love to throw. Catch made by Watson on the out route. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. An inside give to Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now Love. Caught on the right side by Jones. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5. Ready?
Throwing. Love. He'll find Jones again, complete. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Jones is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Touchdown! Aaron Jones from 3 yards out. And the Packers have taken the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Carlson on for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A 10-play drive that time. And the result, a Green Bay score. So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. On the return, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Saints coming out now to take the field. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here's Carr to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Love looking to throw it. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They'll drop this underneath for Jones. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And his kick is right there. It's good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Airing it out deep for Smith. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
The final shot here before half for Carr. He's going to let it go again. And this is incomplete. Oh, looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. But no break needed. Let's get back to it. Week 3, here we go with quarter 3. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. He gets it to Thomas, and he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are. Yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And this will wind up a Saints first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Swift going to try up the middle. Shifts past him at the 45. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
Flush to his right. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Carr. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Olave holds it in. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it's 2nd down. Now Carr. That's Olave bringing in another one. And this just won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Back to the running game with Swift. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Swift. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll run with Swift. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have got it back to within a score. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. But, Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try to make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Up the middle, Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Love from the gun. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Saints are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Quick slant here to Smith. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Carr now on 1st down. And his throw here is incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. And he It's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy made the play. He gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation, time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Carr. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Tyrann Mathieu showing off a bit on that stop. Really nice tackle for loss.
At the 11-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Love now. To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Throwing now is Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Rasul Douglas picks it. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down,
but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Jones again. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it, so a sack on the 2-point try. So the celebration in the end zone, but meanwhile we do have an injured player. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time?
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And one of the linebackers has got it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Clifford. And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Carlson's extra point up and good, and that will bump the lead up to 26. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track? And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. Now the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And not much running room. Down to the 32. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got Smith here. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9.
Now Carr throwing on second down.
At the 36-yard.
And he fires one incomplete. They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now Carr rolling to his left. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Carr now on first down.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Throwing on first down is Carr.
And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Carr to throw on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Shotgun now for Carr. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
One final try now for Carr. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to